Hello there, everyone. TheAndrata here, and welcome back to episode 30 of our Enigmatica 6 Expert Let's Play series, where today we are automating sequenced assembly. Yeah, that's what it's called, and getting our immersive coke oven set up so we can start producing steel. Let's get started. Welcome back, everyone, to another day here in the world of TheAndrata, in which today we are going to continue working with Create. So, if we pop on over here to our crushing wheel setup, if you remember how it was last episode, this is what we have now. So I went ahead and swapped out for clear glass here, so it just looks a little bit nicer. Added some soul sand. I can't remember if that was there before, but we have some soul sand added in. We're running at 320 RPM per water wheel. I'm pretty sure the soul sand was there. And then I went ahead and added a gear shift here, so that way we can double. I tried to add 2 of these and overstress the system, because at its current speed, these are both using 320 stress units. If I were to add another wheel, I could probably double this up, because then that means each one would be using 640. So 320. Yeah, so if I had 4 wheels, I could double this again, but I think it's okay for now. I really don't need to, I don't think I really need to. It did require me to put this up one higher in order for it to work, but it also allowed me to not have to have the double gearbox thing here, so it kind of made it a little bit more compact, because the gear turning, you know, this is rotating this way, but because it's rotating this way now, it made it so that this is just a little bit more compact. So we got that going for us, which is fantastic. Bees are still doing their thing. They're working great. We have a stack of Oreos. We need to really start working on getting these processed, which is why we're doing our setup now, because I want to get the centrifuge set up so I don't have to manually process all of these things. And it may be prudent for me to compress these into their block forms, especially if we start getting too full here. But yeah, that's where we're at. So as you can see in my inventory, we have quite a few things that I've made in order for us to be able to get the sequenceationism stuff going. I can't remember what it's called. Sequence assembly going. So if you go over here, you can see I've got a little setup, because I've done some things in between episodes here just to make it so that we have a little bit faster of a process here. And I can't find my coke bricks. Yeah, isn't that what those are called? Don't I need yeah, coke bricks. I made a bunch of these. Oh, there they are. Okay. I put them in my inventory because I was running out of room here. So I went ahead and made the coke bricks and the construction paste, and we'll talk about how I did both of those. So we have our mixer here, right? I currently have it with a bucket of water, and we have 20 clay, 10 cinder flour, and 20 basalt flour, because it's a 2:1:2 ratio for those. And I have this redstone block here so that it turns off the hopper, and then we have our water in here. So all I have to do is break this, and then the hopper will start inputting the materials. I don't know what the cap is on how much of each material can be in here. Looks like, what was it? 16 of each material. That seems to be fair. 16 of each material. Maybe. Anyway, it's going to do its thing. It's mixing. Luckily, this thing is pretty quick. And let's get this block of redstone out of here. And I had just enough to finish off this recipe. Bam. And we got 40 coke brick blend, which just then needs smelted up. Went ahead and added our flux linkage amplifier to this, and we have our stuff going. So that is the coke brick blend. Super easy, especially with the hopper. You can just throw your stuff in there. The biggest thing was the water. I don't have any way to automate water into this, but I have a infinite water bucket, so that worked great. So that's that. And I think that I just need 16 more of these to make 32. So we can just leave these in here. And then if I grab my crafting calculator, it would tell me something. If I put all these back in my inventory, it'll tell me. But we're going to go out here real quick. I'm going to show you how I got the construction geese, right? The construction paste. So what you have to do, craft construction blocks, which is lapis, sand, and clay. Super simple, mix one of those. Then all you have to do is take this and put it in water. As you can see, I kind of made a little mess going on here, but you just need to put this near water. It just has to be touching a block of water. So if we put this here, it's going to do its thing, and you're going to see it's changing over, and bam, it changed over to dense construction block, break it, and it turns into 4 construction paste. You don't have to do any kind of fancy machine or anything like that. It just works just like that. So if we pull all of this into our inventory and we take our crafting calculator, theoretically we should be good. No, we need 12 more coke bricks. So let's go ahead and get those because we should have them. There we go. And then, yeah, so that's going to be what we need total there, in which our crafting calculator is going to say we are good to go. We don't need anything else. Apparently extra output is going to be a time in a bottle and a crafting calculator. Is it telling me you're going to want to tick accelerate this, TheAndrata? You're definitely going to want to. So yeah, now we just need to find somewhere to set this up. And we're getting a little bit space cramped here. I really don't have much of a theme going on to our builds. I'm kind of just building them wherever we end up, having space. If you remember back when we found this area and I decided to build my house here, I had mentioned that I wanted to build a skyblock kind of structure up on this tower, and we're going to live over the village here as the village's wizard. They can come petition me in my tower if needed, but they have to make the long climb up to my domain and everything. That's still the plan. I do still want to build a platform up here, so maybe within the next couple episodes I might do something like that. I need to figure out which blocks I want to use and then how to get those blocks, because we don't have like a cobble gen or anything going, so I don't really have a whole lot of ability with that. So I know I need to get automation set up for all this create stuff. We're doing a lot of it manually right now. It is gonna come. When we move, that's about when I want to go ahead and get all the manuals set up. It was also mentioned to me, I can't remember if it was in the comments or the Discord, but you can have 4 apiaries in one apiary structure here. Did you know that? Each one requires a storage, but you can put an apiary here and a storage, and on the backside apiary and storage, apiary storage. Then you can have 4 in one structure, which gives you a total of 27 bees that can operate at any one time, and they can share flowers as long as like the sooty bee and the water bee aren't wanting to share this flower, and they both happen to come out at the same time. That may make them unhappy, but by unhappy, it just means it's going to take them a little extra time to actually do the whole craft, because they're going to have to wait for that flower to become free. But we can do 4 apiaries in one structure, which I like. Compact, save space, gets it all done, and it makes everything, much faster. But anyway, let's get going, because once we get sequenced assembly going, we have the ability to do other things. Like I believe if we look at our quests here, I have a few quests that we completed. Like I made filters and all that stuff for our setup here, and create. We have a bunch of things, but I'm looking for the flywheel. Yes, the furnace engine and the flywheel. This is fairly easy to make. 9 mechanical crafters to make the furnace engine, and then the flywheel itself just requires us to get a carbuncle charm and then enderium, which is ender pearls, and then the brass itself is easy. Now a carbuncle charm shouldn't be too difficult. I'm pretty sure I have carbuncle charms in our system, so we could make these, and I could get a furnace engine and a flywheel, and it is the best structure to provide stress. Right outside of the water wheels, we can get rid of these, because I believe each one of these gets us like 16,000 stress out of it. This thing has been doing the thing, and this factory hopper is not picking anything up. Now I don't know why. Like, what is your issue here, factory hopper? Do I need to move you? Do I need to move the factory hopper like over this area? Because I feel like we've been using this and this has been running and we're not getting any. Like, it just converted over. Oh, and I'm looking in the wrong spot because I'm dumb. Okay, no, it's working. Okay, all right, so let's get this sequence assembly set up. And I guess I'm just going to I need to fill in this hole. Let's, man, I wish I could just tear this whole section down real quick and then build it out right around here. My ATEM portal, really, I should have moved. It should be in the portal area. Give me a moment. We'll be back. I'm gonna terraform a little bit. Okay, so got a little bit of room here that we can work with, and we're gonna sort of start setting this up here. Terraforming is actually fairly easy with Ultimine being available. We can just boop 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 and break all those down. So it's not too difficult to do or set up. No, but anyway, okay, so we need to get our water wheel set up, and I probably should have just set this up a second ago when I was doing all this terraforming, because now you guys are gonna have to watch me set this up, and you've already seen me do this before. So yeah, we'll be back again. Okay, so there we go. Water wheel set up, 320 stress units, which should be more than enough that we're gonna need for this. Okay, so I gotta kind of remember how to set this up the best way, but essentially what we need to do is we're going to build this out this way. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down some shafts, and then we'll figure out how to get our rotational power down here later. But we're going to set up some shafts, and we're going to set up a mechanical belt. So if we right click there, right click here, we have our belts, and this is going to be our assembly line for our sequenced assembly. And then right over here, we can go ahead and set up I kind of like the idea. It's wasteful, absolutely, but I like the idea of using andesite casings for like stands and everything. At least make it look a little bit nice. So if we put this here, we can get a chest and or barrel at some point, because I don't have any, but it'll be our input chest, and we can put items in here, and then they'll be able to come out onto the conveyor, right? And so the whole process of this is going to be items are going to come in, they're going to come out, they're going to move down the line. We're going to have deployers do their crunching thing, bam, 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 bam. We're going to have one filtered tunnel here that's going to have the completed products, and then all the way at the end here we're going to have this fancy block called a weighted ejector, and I call this the Yeety McGeety. I don't know, the super yeet, and you'll see why once we get this all set up. Okay, but it's pretty fun. It's a fun little block to play with, and like I said, you'll see why I like that block. Anyway, so let's go ahead and start getting this set up. So what we need to do is get our deployers placed. Now for this recipe, we only need 4 deployers. I think that there might be some that require 5. So eventually we may expand this system, but in theory, this requires 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Most, yeah, it looks like most is going to be 6. Like, you can't get higher. It doesn't fit in JEI to have more than 6. And this is going to be for building materials. This is 500 times. These are like these are singularities essentially to get to the the end pack section here, the bragging rights and everything. That's what you need to do to get these things done. Anyway, so at most we're going to have is 6. So if I set this up so we can expand it, no, we're not going to be doing 6 anytime soon, so I guess it's okay right now. So let's go ahead and hop up on here, and we're going to place our dudes. Now, if we get power set up into this side, these guys will actually all be able to power each other. So we don't have to get power going to the back. We just need to get our power going into one of these, and then it'll turn them all on. Filters are facing the front, which is what I wanted to see, and we're good to go. So the way that it's going to work, item's going to come off here, it's going to come here, boom, do its thing here, do its thing, do its thing, do its thing, and then move on. And for now, what we're going to have is chutes set up, which I didn't grab any, or we could even do hoppers, like a regular hopper to deploy into this and not a chute. And then we can put our items into there, and then it'll be filtered by us manually putting our things in here, because we're not going to be able to automate it 100% just yet. Those leaves look like a creeper over there for a moment. I was like, what the heck? This creeper's just staring at me. But yeah, so it's going to be manual for now, but we will automate this in the future. So the item's going to come off of the belts, and I'm going to need to hop home. We need to get our barrels so that we can get our items set up so we can set our funnels or our tunnels properly. So let's grab a few barrels and put some stuff away where it belongs. You go in there and we're good. This Shadows temporary tunnel is fantastic. I don't have to make holes in my wall. I can make temporary holes in my walls. So we're going to have the weighted ejector is going to sit down here. We're going to have our andesite casing kind of sort of sit here with a barrel sitting on top of it. And then a brass funnel, because we're going to need to filter this one, and that's going to sit here. And we're going to set up a filter on this so that items can go into it, but only the items that we want to go into it. And we want to make sure that this arrow is facing into the barrel, okay? Because the arrow can face the other way. You can pull out from this barrel as well, and if we right-click that, you're going to see the arrow is pulling away from the barrel. So we want it to go into the barrel. So the item's going to pass through and enter into the funnel when it needs to. And then lastly, over here, we're going to set up our weighted ejector. Now, the weighted ejector, I believe, excuse me, real quick, I have to take care of some interlopers interrupting my episode here. Jerks. Gotta go drink some milk now. Get out of here. And I'm very close to a village, so actually starting a raid is quite possible. Though I don't think there's any villagers alive other than my trading hall villagers. So let's go get some milk real quick. Not that I couldn't survive a raid, but do I want to? Not particularly. Bucket. Oh, I actually have milk buckets. Oh yeah, because when we were raiding that one pirate ship, there was the what's it called going on? Mining fatigue. Okay, so anyway, back to what we were doing. So the weighted ejector, and I believe I need to set this up and right-click this. Ejecting to adjacent block. No, that's not what I want. Give me this back. I don't know why this isn't like wanting to right-click to pick it up. Do I need to shift right-click? Yes, that's what I need to do. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and place this here. And then we have to give it rotational power as well, which should be fairly simple to do. And that's kind of sort of our whole setup for this right now, because we don't have to worry about extra items coming out of this or out of these processes. There's not like any sometimes you can get like secondary outputs, and then we would need a secondary funnel for all of those things, but I think we're going to be okay. So let's go ahead and set up our barrel here, and we can get a regular andesite funnel for this. It doesn't need to be a brass one because we're not filtering off of this. So this will be able to pull items out of here, and we should be okay. So if I put something in there, it would pull out. And then we just need to get our rotational power to all of these things. So best way to do that is probably with some shafts and some cogwheels. So let's get in some gearboxes. Hopefully I have enough gearboxes. We may need to get some more. So we're going to have a gearbox sit here, but maybe instead of sitting there, we have the gearbox sit here. I guess it doesn't really matter because we're going to have something sit here to provide power there. And then this can sit here and be vertical. That does connect there, but it won't connect there. You need to turn this power essentially, and then we can get like a cogwheel set up on here that'll allow that to spin, and then we can have another one. We can have a big one come off of this actually and make it even faster. This is the one thing with create is you got to be kind of creative with how you do this. And then another vertical gearbox to go here. Yeah, I need this to go into there. Oh, you know what? Power can come straight off of here. Yeah, and that'll get power down to that guy. Overstressed. Oh, are you kidding me? Okay, so we can't double the speed. Man, that works perfectly too, actually. 160 stress units per. So that'd be 1, 2, 3. I could add another water wheel here. That's not that big a deal. And then we wouldn't be overstressed. I don't know how much this is going to use though, and these are going to max it out, right? Because that's 320, 320. I'd have to add 2 more water wheels here. Yeah, let me do that. We'll be back. Okay, there we go. 3 more added, and we are good to go. And they're actually operating pretty quick now. So that's good. So then I just need to get power over to this guy. So 1 more gearbox will do that. Bam. And our weighted ejector is preparing itself. So then all we got to do is get our stuff set up. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 hoppers. Probably should have grabbed those while I was over here building, but I didn't think about it. But luckily we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe factory hoppers actually have the ability to insert only 1 in the stack, so that way it maintains 1 in the inventory, but I'm not 100% on that. But if we jump up here, we can kind of sort of just boop, place these like so, and then we're good to go. Okay, So what do we need to do? Well, we need to get our items set up in these so they're ready to do their placing thing. So for Coke bricks specifically, we want Coke brick, construction paste. So we need to go ahead and get that set up. So it is going to be, let's clear out some slots here. Coke brick, Coke brick. Didn't I have more? I thought I had 32, 32, 32, 32. Tell me I'm not crazy, but earlier when I was doing this, I had 4 sets of 32. Does my crafting calculator say I'm okay? Yeah, it does. Okay. How do I 27 in each slot? Does that? Yeah, that's right. Okay. So we're going to do Coke brick, Coke brick, Coke brick. Oh, and it only, oh, okay. I was going to say it only puts 1 in there. Oh, shoot. 3 Coke bricks. Yeah. And then paper. Wait, mine unable to count. 3 Coke bricks and then paper. That's my issue. So we need to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and split that. Okay. I just can't count. That's my issue. So we're going to do that. And then the construction paste is going to go over here. And I don't know how much of that we're going to need. So we're going to go ahead and put all of it in there. Let's go ahead and take a nap real quick. And then we can finalize our build and validate that it's actually going to work properly. Now, it is not going to work properly until I get a completed Coke brick, I guess. Does this have the ability to... Can I drag? Oh, I can. Not is placeable. Is this not the right filter? This is an attribute filter. Oh, I made attribute filters, not the right filter. I needed item filters. Okay, we can do that. The recipe for these is basically the same. This one just has reset, please. One of you reset? Okay, I guess it doesn't reset. One of them just uses brass ingots, and then the other uses regular. This uses iron nuggets. Really, I have every nugget but iron. There we go. And then filter. Come on, buddy. Come on. We're trying to get you done here. So now if I do this, we can filter the Coke brick. And this is going to be the allow list. And good to go. Okay, so now this will allow Coke bricks to go into our barrel here. So then all we got to do is take this and add it here. Now, the reason I went with a filter instead of just putting the Coke bricks there is because we may use this for other automations in the future. You never know. Most likely we will. Sequence assembly seems to be like it's a thing. So if we take a paper... Does a funnel... Oh, my rotation's facing the wrong direction, isn't it? Okay. You are getting your rotational power from... So this guy's providing rotational power going that way, and that one's providing rotational power going that way. We need to figure out how to reverse our rotation here. If I were to... need you to go this way, which means we have to gearbox this up again. Oh, that's why I like the Yeeter McEater. Best way to do this, I'm trying to think. Maybe move our rotation. I'm going to have to do it from here, though. And I don't know if that one's spinning that way and this one's spinning this way. Is that going to mess things up? But this is the one. This is our master power provider. Let me think this through. Okay, it was much less complicated than I was making it in my head. I just needed to add a gearbox here. Duh. So those things are going to go through, and it's going to do its thing. And you can see it's applying to each of those. They're going to come over here to Mr. McEady, and they get flung all the way back. And then we're going to have to wait for the weighted ejector to reset itself. But it will, and then they get flung back, and then they go back into the queue. And then they move on to the next step of the process. So our speed limit is going to be the weighted ejector. Trying to think. adjustable chain gear or something. Maybe we can speed that up somehow. I like it though. Look at that system. And this automates the whole run through of this, because you know this has to go through there. Each one has to go through 4 times, which is crazy. Can I is it possible to tick accelerate create? Yeah, it is. Look at it. Look at it go. And it actually the animation for the item getting yeeted is sped up too, so this guy's going crazy. But yeah, there we go. So this is our fully automated, I guess technically not fully automated because I don't have like pipes running into these individual guys and everything. XNet would probably be the way I would set this up in the future whenever we want to get to that point. But teaching the recipes, it's going to actually be kind of complicated for us to use one line to do this. So we may end up setting multiple lines of these and have it dedicated. Like this one will be dedicated to Coke bricks, and then another one will be dedicated to something else. But our first Coke brick just finished. Oh, okay, I lied. That's not our first Coke brick. We have 18 Coke bricks done. Does this make? Oh, this makes 3 per. But yeah, so our first set of Coke bricks, I guess you could say, is done. They're finishing up. We should have another yeeter coming down. We've run out of bricks. You can see we turned back into a finger. And there we go. 27 Coke bricks from immersive engineering, taken care of, solved, gathered, collected, automated the sequencing. And we ended up not even needing all the stuff that I thought we were going to end up needing, which is always a win to end up with extra resources for our next build that we're going to do. But we need to go ahead and get our furnace set up because steel is what we need, and coal coke is going to take absolutely forever. Maybe I should fill this in, but this is kind of our nature's aura area. We're really like, we're starting to run out of room. I'm just going to go ahead and set it up here. Sorry, my screen went black for a moment there. So we're going to get this set up, not there. And then all we have to do is grab ourselves a immersive engineering hammer. That knocked that torch off the wall, didn't it? Torches don't go intangible. A hammer. This one here specifically. Oh, and we're using linen thread. Okay. I guess that works. I can make more of it. All we got to do is come over here and boop. And there we go. We have our coke oven. So what do we do with the coke oven? Well, we put coal in it and it's going to start doing the thing that it needs to do. And yeah, that's basically where we're at. So we need coal. I'm going to put a whole stack in there because then it's going to start converting into coal dust or coal coke, which we can convert into steel at some point. What the recipe is for that ultimately, I don't remember, but this is just, it's a slow process. Look at it. It's not very fast. And unfortunately, there's no tick accelerating. Yeah, look, it's not doing anything. I believe. Now let's experiment here real quick. What if I were to... Oh, I can't. Like, what if I were to tick accelerate this block? Because I believe it's the center block that actually is tick acceleratable. If I were to tick accelerate that, place it, and then do the thing. What can I put down that I can tick accelerate? I can tick accelerate dirt, can't I? What if I... Because it tick accelerates the actual block in the area, not necessarily... anything fancy. Okay, we're gonna have to kind of sort of be quick with this. So let's do this. So if I were to, oh man, it doesn't let me. It has to be a grass block. We can make that happen. Grass blocks are tile entities. Are they? I might be making that up. All right, we're just trying to make this faster. We need coal coke. I don't want to have to sit here and AFK for forever. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and then hammer, right? So I'm going to tick accelerate this. We're going to break it. We're going to put our coke bricks back, and then we're going to build. And maybe this will work. So let's do this. Quick. Go, go, go. Hammer, go. Do it. Yeah, look at that. If you ever want to tick accelerate, that's how you do it. It's the middle block that is the one that you have access to. I bet you I can entangle that block. Entangled block. Yeah, this is what we want. Requires Botania to get, progress made, but it's not terribly too expensive. to be honest, really. And then we could get an entangled block and do it that way. I kind of like that idea. We need to get rid of the creosote oil, which I don't have a any sort of tank going on. What kind of tanks do we have, actually? Mechanism fluid tank? That just requires aluminum? Yeah, we can make that happen. How do we get the liquid out? I believe I have to put it in the UI, right? I'm going to be honest, and I've said this before, my knowledge of... Oh, broke my door. My knowledge of immersive engineering is not the most greatest in the world. But we'll get a tank. What am I doing? Put some stuff in your inventory, TheAndrata. Make it easier for yourself. Shadow's temporary tunnel goes here. You go here. We don't need that anymore. But yeah, anyway. Oh, look, we actually have half a door. What? We have half a door going on. If I put that in there, and we can leave it in there, and it'll fill up. But it's going to slow us down again because I'd have to do the whole breaky thingy and tick accelerate. But we have coal coke now, right? And that's what we were here for. Because we need to go ahead and crush this, pulverize this into coal coke dust. And then that can be used to make steel. Put this in the induction smelter with an iron ingot, and we have steel produced. So we have 24 here, plus we have more cooking. I'll just let this sit here while this episode renders. I need to fix my door. I could have just used the door, but you know, the Shadow's temporary intangible tunnel or whatever it is pretty cool. We have coal coke in here too. I think I have 3. Yes. So we can go ahead and get this started pulverizing, and basically that's where we're going to end today's episode. So next episode, we're going to come back. I'm going to have steel. I'm going to let it process. I'm going to AFK. We're going to have creosote oil. We're going to have steel, and we're going to get started with steel because that's our next big bottleneck. Before we end, actually, let's go back to normal. Let me dump off stuff in my inventory and collect quests because we finished actually quite a few quests here, and I want to make sure that we get our rewards because I like rewards, right? Oh, and if you didn't notice here too, by the way, I added another row of drawers, and I facaded the backs with the pipe thing. You go in here, and you go here, and you go here, and you go here, and we're gonna go into the quests, and we're just gonna click the button and get all the quests because I like getting all the quests for free. Right. Scaffolding, refined radiance, a chromatic material forged from absorbed light. What is this? Wand of Symmetry. Perfectly mirrors block placement across configured planes. I don't know what that does. Runic altar to make a rune of Muspelheim. Enchantment focused books from pedestals. Advanced Lapuchian ingot for Laputa. Yeah, Shard of Laputa from Studio Ghibli. Chromatic compound absorbs light when dropped in the world, transforming into refined radiance, charges slowly from ambient light, faster by consuming nearby light, emitting blocks, and instantly when dropped onto an active beacon. Okay. Well, we got that. We got pulse repeaters. We got 2 precision mechanisms. I think we actually already had some, so that's great. So we can actually get the best block in Create. Not that, but precision mechanism. It is this thing, the rotation speed controller. No more do you need to set up cogwheels to get speed. You can just control what speed you're set at, like what speed you want things to operate at. It's super simple recipe. We're going to automate that eventually. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Tips, tricks, I'll take it all. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.